What the haters talking about?
What's up, family? A Jacksonville, Florida woman arrested on May 13th after an encounter with two sheriff deputies has claimed for months that she was wrongfully charged with battering two officers and resisting arrest. Now she has dun poof. Yeah. Good old camera work. Brittany had been trying to get the body cam for months, and they finally released it after public pressure, much public pressure and exposure. See, that's what you got to do to them. You got to blast their ass. Because they're counting on sweeping it under the rug. They're counting on the rest of the world not finding out what they're doing. See, they don't like that. They don't like that PR problem. See, maybe they could have gotten away with it if the people involved was not as diligent, and those people that was supportive of Brittany and her dude was not as diligent, maybe they'd have gotten away with it. They wasn't counting on that the woman that they were attacking was a film producer and musician. They thought she was just, another. This woman's 5 feet 2 inches tall. And they say she weighed like 98 pounds. And all these dudes, these big cornbread eating bastards, attacked her on her own property. Backstory. Brittany says that she noticed a police officer parked in her driveway. So she went outside to check it out, see what's going on. She said when she asked him, "Can I help you?" She said he immediately got loud and offensive. She asked him to move, and she's like, "Look, this is my property." She said he was like, "I can park here if I want to." So that's what set it off. So she said that she got frightened and she called 911, his homeboys. They show up like the gang they are, and instead of them telling him, "Hey man, what you doing here? Oh, no, you need to get out of here. They don't want, this property owners don't want you parked in their driveway." They do just the opposite. "Hey, what's going on? I can't just tell them to move." So they get a sergeant out there, and he don't do any better. So they end up attacking this woman in her house, mainly because they could not stand the fact that a black woman was invoking her constitutional rights to have them get their slimy asses off her property. They had no right to be there, but they just could not accept it that a black woman was telling them to get off my property. So they decide that they gonna rush her, fracture a couple of her teeth, slam her to the floor, brutalize her. And then, you know how they do, charge her with the assault. And now they're the victim. Both officers invoked Marcy's law. That's a constitutional amendment approved by Florida voters in November 2018 that shields victims' identities from being disclosed in public records. That means that the deputies' names were redacted from the arrest report. I don't like that Marcy's law being used for deputies when they're on duty. Police shouldn't be allowed to use that. Since they have a different set of laws, it seems like, they got a different set of privileges from citizens, they shouldn't be able to get the same type of remedies or use the same type of defense and certain guidelines that are available for regular citizens. They don't allow citizens to use these guidelines and laws that apply to them, that give them special privileges and breaks. So I don't agree with this at all, fam. See, and they knew exactly what they were doing. They were like, well, we need to make sure that this applies to police officers too. It probably was way down at the bottom. Somebody ain't read it. You know how they do when they pass these laws, maybe like 300 pages, and nobody ever reads the whole thing. All you see is, oh, if you're a victim, you don't have to give your name. You know what? That sounds good. They didn't consider, well, what about the police when they go out here and commit crimes against the people and just throw a case on somebody? Because see, that's all they got to do to be a victim. All they got to do every time they make an arrest, all they got to do is say that they were assaulted. That's it. And automatic, fam, you got to prove that you didn't assault them. If that woman did not have that video, oh, she'd be facing a major uphill battle. It's a whole lot of people who have lost that battle because they didn't have any proof. And if there was some video, they couldn't get their hands on it. If there was some body cam, they couldn't get their hands on it because the police didn't want to give it to them. When Brittany finally received the body cam footage on December 11, she said that there were hours of footage. She spliced it down to 14 minutes and uploaded it to her YouTube channel on December 16th. The footage shows a conversation between 4 deputies standing in her driveway chatting about the incident afterwards. One deputy, who appears to be a ranking officer, asked Carmona why he parked there. Check out what this fool said, fam. Why not? I'm out of the roadway. The other deputy flashed a grin and chuckled. Did you come here because you was fucking with somebody? When Carmona replies that he wasn't, the other deputy says something unintelligible. Brittany claimed that the officer said, I heard that black P-U-S-S-Y was really fat. Those claims could not be confirmed, but Brittany said her husband used editing software to decipher what the deputy said. And you know what, fam? I believe her. Why? Because of history. She don't have a history of assaulting police, but I guarantee you that that officer, Carmona, has assaulted citizens before. Later on in the conversation, another deputy advises Carmona what to write in his arrest report. He tells him what to list as the reason his body camera wasn't on record during Carmona's initial encounter with Brittany Williams. He said, just be sure when you write your narrative and there's no real examples on it, put, I was not anticipating a citizen reaction. I just pulled over here real quick after completing the call. At one point, a man standing across the street yelled out, refuting another officer's claim that Brittany had kicked him. He told the man, hey, if you don't want to be a witness to this, I suggest you move along. Then they go over to the neighbor's house and try to get the neighbor to testify on their behalf. You know, try to get a little statement and try to say that Brittany threw a spoon at him. The neighbor said, I ain't see her throw no spoon at y'all. Brittany said later on when she was in the car, patrol car, she overheard them talking about how they was gonna get the neighbor to testify against her. This is the shit they do, fam. This is why there's so many people in prison, in jail. The police. Man, look, fam, yes, people commit crimes. Yes, there are criminals all over America. America was built on crime. It was founded on crime. And you got a whole bunch of gangsters in Congress. So it's crime, crime, crime all day. But you got people who supposed to be protecting the public from crime, who actually create crimes. They done gave this woman put 2 cases on this woman. They pulled up in her goddamn driveway, fucking with this lady for nothing. Man, I'm in your driveway. Oh, I'm sorry, you know, like, oh, well, you know, I'm a public servant. I mean, can I just, you know, what, fam? What's wrong with, okay, what are you doing here? Officer, can I help you? Oh, no, I'm just finishing up a little paperwork. Do you mind? You know, it'll only be another 5 minutes or so. Nah, that's too much like right. That's too respectful. That's too respectful for a motherfucker who think he's self-entitled, who think that the rules don't apply to him, who think that you're less than because you don't share his background or his skin color. See, that's what that was about. It wasn't about nothing else. You own somebody else's property. Get your funky ass off this people's property, man. Go on, drive down the street. You ain't special. That's what it was about. That's all it was, fam. It wasn't about nothing else. So that a civilized person, if they wanted to sit there, they would say, hey, you know, do you mind? You know, I am trying to serve and protect here, you know. I mean, keep it cordial. And if they say, hey, no, I'd rather you get off my property. You know, I don't like the attention that is drawn. Okay, all right, well, you have a nice day. Mosey your ass down the street and go park somewhere else. You the police, you can find a whole lot of places to park. They even pull off the side and just be holding up traffic. So no excuse whatsoever. I believe her 1,000%. She got a GoFundMe. She gonna need some help. I'm gonna put the link in the description. But damn, man, this woman at her house, getting ready to take a bath, just got through running, at her house, minding her own business. They come messing with her and she end up with a case. And they call themselves the victim on top of that. It wasn't enough that they beat her up. Ran all up in her house, walking all through her house, totally disrespecting this woman's house. That wasn't enough. And hey, you know, what can you say about the husband? I ain't gonna say too much, man, but man. Dude's like calling him sir, and that's my girlfriend. I mean, you know, she had a gun. The gun dropped, and they try to act like she pulled a gun on him or something, but you know how that would have went if she had pulled a gun on him. They say, I can tell you this. That's another thing. The fact that she said that she has a gun, she actually said, yeah, I got a gun and, you know, I'll protect myself. And that's what really set him off. How dare you say you got a gun? We're the only ones supposed to be able to say we'll shoot you or we got a gun and we'll protect ourselves, you know. Us and people who look like us, you know. To every single one of those officers who was on that call who came out and violated that woman. Your mama should be embarrassed and your daddy should have pulled out. No more talk.
What the haters talking about?